Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Well, the alternative for Germany and for Deutschland is that so-called right-wing German party, which was designated as an extremist party. And they had a great success under the love of, how do you call it, democracy. They have one candidate who was elected as a mayor of a city, and that's bad news for the guys up there. Why? Because, when they lose, they call it, illegitimate or fraudulent or something that will try to cancel left or right. This video is not to celebrate that, even though I think that diversity is our strength, and obviously we love when we have diversity. But because I saw something in this article that I will share with you that I didn't know, and that is the garbage law in Germany. And the garbage law in Germany actually is something that former President Nixon would have loved. Remember what he did, right? How he lost and he was impeached. I mean, he won, he was impeached, and then he said, okay, bye-bye, instead of being kicked out of the office, I just quit. Remember what happened? Well, I will remind you as soon as we get to that point reading part of this article. So this article comes from Russia Today, and it is titled Right-Wing German Party Secures Historic Win. This is from today, the 18th of December 2023. An alternative for Deutschland candidate has been elected as town mayor for the first time. Great, right? All right, some information about this town I will give you in a second, but the right-wing alternative for Germany, AfD, party has won a mayoral election for the first time, making history in the Saxon town of Pirna. The victory comes less than 2 weeks after regional authorities designated the AfD as, quote-unquote, extremist. Now you would say, well, so what if they considered it extremist? Well, if they designated it as extremist, that means they can do something that Richard Nixon loved in his Watergate scandal. Do you remember what happened? All right, so I will refresh your memory. Here it is, little Watergate scandal. Watergate scandal was a major political scandal in the United States involving the administration of President Richard Nixon that led to Nixon's resignation. The scandal stemmed from the Nixon administration's attempts to cover up its involvement in June 17, 1972, break-in of the Democratic National Committee headquarters in Washington, D.C. at the Watergate office building. And they put some little things that they want to listen to. You know what it is? All right, so they want to get the information from the Democratic Party's headquarters. So basically they wiretapped the place, something that Zaluzny knows now first place. And guess what happened? We had some people who found out and then they printed it and he fell. That was obviously illegal. He would have won anyway, but he did it because that's what our leaders do if we don't find out, but they do. So what does that have to do with the mayor of Pirna and the alternative for Deutschland? I will show you. I think it's the last paragraph in this right here. Let me just go. All right. This is the bottom of the article that I mentioned. It's not a long article. It says here. All right. Earlier this month, the president of the Saxon branch of the Office of the Protection of the Constitution, so they protect the Constitution, Dirk Martin Christian, announced that the AfD had officially been deemed extremist over its anti-constitutional agenda, supposedly. Now, this is what I mean. Read this right here. The new legal status allows the BfV to deploy surveillance and intelligence means to gather information about the right-wing party's activities without restriction. Let me read the fucking thing again. So this status that these guys put on them, saying that they are extremists, allows BfV, Secret Service, secret police over there, to deploy surveillance and intelligence. Ram pam pam, sounds familiar? And intelligence means to gather information, to spy. What the fuck are the gather information about the right-wing party's activities without restriction? Now, this guy, Mr. What's his name, which is right here, lost. He was kicked out for doing something like that. Nevertheless, these guys are doing it legally. Legally, my friends. Saxony became the third German region to take action against the AfD. It's getting too popular. Okay, the party previously garnered 27.7% of the vote in the last regional election in Saxony, 2019. So you're going to make illegal 30%? In October, the AfD recorded its best ever performance in a Western German state, receiving 18.4% of the vote in the Hesse regional election. Now, this town where these guys won is Pirna, and is 37,000 people, and is located in East Germany right here. I might have been in that area as a child, visiting certain things with my parents. But anyway, unimportant. My point here is this. These guys, when they get challenged, they do exactly what they try to do to Trump. They do exactly what they try to do to Marine Le Pen. They made these guys extremists. Now, I didn't know they can survey them however they want. They can put surveillance and they can do whatever these guys would want to do with these guys with no restrictions. Geert Wilders of Netherlands, he escaped so far, and Orban is still in power, thank God, right? If there's and so on. So you see these guys, whenever they get challenged, they try to make it illegal. I made today a video regarding the same thing. When the West doesn't like something, they try to make you something illegal or bash you with something. Let me see what video I made here today, because I made a video exactly a few hours ago regarding the same thing. Not right, not that one. Yeah, that is with X. Well, this was the video. Let me show you. All right. Here it is. This is the video I made earlier. European Union investigating Musk's X. They want to ban X, make it illegal to protect the weak, the feeble-minded. So that is, they try to make anything illegal and close that doesn't follow the one agenda. And they tell me they like diversity and all that. My friends, we are under a tyrannical rule that shows its teeth, not teeth, teeth to us. Why? Because now we can communicate. Before, they kept it, they being the so-called mainstream media, the corporate media, they kept it hidden from us. Why? Because they had a monopoly. Now, things come out and a lot of people know more. Why do you think we have the things that we have in Israel-Gaza things here in the West? And not only. Why do you think you have so many protests? This protest would not have been around 20 years ago. Even if you would have let's say, the same number of immigrants, to say, hey, it was because of the immigrants. All right, maybe. But because 20 years of information and data, videos, you see what's going on over there, you see who's who, what's what. They couldn't stop it. That's why you have tens of thousands of people in London, in New York, and many, many other cities. They can't stop it. You wouldn't have this at all 20 years ago, 30 years ago, 40 years ago. Not because it didn't happen anything over there, because these guys kept a lead and they gave you the narrative. The same here now. The narrative is gone and people see it, therefore other alternative variants of political parties show up, but they deem them extremist and they can do this. Can you imagine that? It's like, let's say tomorrow, some kind of people, let's say like me, are considered, extremists or something, and based on that thing, they can do something to you. I mean, they already do. I mean, I have no doubt they do it. No problem. Legally, they don't have to hide, to protect you. So yeah, this is the free world that we supposedly live in. We are in a matrix, my friends. We're in a matrix. That's the greatest term that we can use to where we are. They use our energy, our work. We produce services, we produce taxes, we produce things, and they use them to promote the big guys' agenda around the globe, using our military to push whatever they want. That's the way it works. The military is actually their bodyguard, not the bodyguard, the how do you call it? The protection guy. Always in the neighborhoods, the protection guys, the guys go from business to business and ask for monthly protection. They protect you from what? From them beating you up, basically. So the same here. These guys promote our agenda, which is their agenda, they keep us just like mice on their little wheel. We give that little energy. Without our mouse, without the mice, they will not have the energy. Where do we get? They're gonna find another host, but they need somebody to work for them, to create the money, the taxes, the products, the guys to go in a war for them, and so on. That's what we are. Over there, it seems like the alternative for Germany scares them greatly if they made that step. Now you tell me that Germany is a free country? Bull fucking shit. There's nothing like that. Anyway, my friends, here it is. Interesting article. I was looking for something else when I read the article, and when I got to the bottom, I was like, holy moly. No, not surprisingly, but I didn't know that explicitly. This is what's going legally. That's what's going on with those guys over there. Anyway, thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.